we are in Splitsville here in Texas. I want to walk you through real quick how we do a split. It's simple but not easy if you're a new beekeeper, second year beekeeper. So we got a decent sized hive right here. These bees are pretty healthy. I'm going to get in here. Now, what's the first thing I got to do when I do a split? I got to make sure I find the queen, right? So I got to get in there, find La Reina, make sure I can either set her aside or capture her. God willing, that works. So I'm going to just wing through this pretty quick. I know there's a lot of food in this upper box, but you just never know. She could be up here building. Whoop. I've got Chris on the camera, and he's the one who finds queens super easily. So I'm just going to wing through this real quick. If I can find her up top, that's great. Otherwise, she's down bottom. We're in the pantry here, so unlikely to find. Mama doesn't hang out in the pantry. The queen does not do any cooking, right? The queen is here to procreate, to make babies. Here they're building a little funny comb. I don't like it. I'm going to tell them to stop doing that. Got some drones in here. Here's a drone, right? Drones are great for practicing handling queens. Grab a drone, and then he'll be just fine. He'll fly away or drop on the ground. Decent little hive here. We're just getting into brood. I'm sneaking a peek, looking for mom as we go. I know they have plenty of resources, plenty of brood for us to split them. So I'm just going to walk y'all through how I do that. But like I said, I got to locate mama first. There's ways to do splits without locating mama. That's fine. But we're going to try to do it. Look at all the drone brood in there. They're popping drone brood up right in the middle of the larva. Hopefully it's not a laying worker situation. I know it's not for sure. So, because I've just been in these bees recently. There she is. Right here. There's Big Mama. So I'm just going to use my claw and grapple her right up. Did I get her? There she is. Okay. That's the hardest part of splitting. I'm going to set the queen in the shade. So now I can essentially just divide the resources in this hive. It depends on what I want to do with it, right? So if I could make more splits. In general, this time of year, late March, coming into our resplendent season, I'm going to want to leave this hive as big as I can. Why is that? I might try to get some honey out of these bees, right? So I'm going to leave them relatively big. So I'd be most inclined to just take a couple of frames of brood. We saw a little bit of brood up there, not a huge hive, right? I mean, for folks up north, they would laugh at us because here in Central Texas or near San Antonio, resources are a little sparse. So what's a big hive here is definitely not a big hive up in the burly north. But so all I'm going to do, got the feeder out. I just come in. I'm going to take a couple of frames of brood. Well, what do we got here? That's pollen, right? I'm probably not going to take that. That's all pollen on there. You can see they're really bringing that in. It's nice. I'm going to maybe take the next couple of frames. Shoot. There we go. So I see lots of brood. I see brood in all different phases, right? So that's a good frame to take. So this is my split box. These bees are ready to roll. So all I'm going to do, one frame of brood, bump, no queen, right? I'm going to replace this here. I'm gonna take another frame of brood. Hope I'm not taking too much. I don't think I am. That's a nice frame of brood. Another frame of brood. Bump. And then I'm going to leave plenty of brood down here for them and maybe take a food frame. So for us, 2 frames of brood. Look at that. That's tons of brood. This hive's about to kind of explode here. So, and that's all brood and honey. If I wanted to make it, I'll make this a nice big fat split then. Leave them about 3 frames of brood here. That's all honey on this side, and then there's brood on this side. So these 3 frames are my split. Boom. I'm going to put the lid on this. We have a funny little system here where we tie the lid on. So this is a little strap. So it's kind of self-contained. It's a little trucker-ish. And that means we can just lift it up and move it. So the rule in bees is the 3 feet, 3 mile rule. So I'm going to take a little bit of burlap and stuff burlap in the front of this. Or maybe I could just stuff my gloves right in here. Use what you got. These are my gloves. Stuff these in here. Good use of my glove. Okay. So now what we've got is a brand new split. Boom. I can pick this up, put it on the bee-mobile, mini bee-mobile, and then I'm going to move it 3 miles to another yard. You can split right here, right? We could leave this right here, introduce a queen to this new hive. The old queen, the original queen, she's just going to go back in her hive. Oh, she's already out. There she is. Went in. So the old queen's going to stay with the hive, right? I could put a queen in here, but the bees that can fly from this hive are going to go right back to this hive. So whenever I can, I'll go across the property, but ideally we'll throw it in a vehicle, take it more than 3 miles away, and then all the bees in here are going to stay, right? I'll stick a queen in here, introduce a queen, and that's a split. That's all it takes. As long as I know where the queen is, divide the colony, introduce a new queen to the second half. Bob is thine uncle. We've got it. So 'tis the season for splits, y'all. It's so much fun out in the yard. This is my favorite thing to do in bees. And come visit us at Charlie Bee if you got questions or looking to get into bees, or you're in your second year, want to learn more about splits. Hit us up, charliebee.com.